Society tells you that you need someone to be complete, but what if that's the biggest lie you've ever been told? Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful emperor of Rome, discovered that true strength comes when you master the art of being enough for yourself. 2,000 years later, this forgotten wisdom can completely transform your view on relationships and free you from the desperate need for external validation that's destroying the minds of millions today. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment from what part of the world you're watching, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you noticed how often your life is judged by whether you are in a couple? In many homes, the first question from a relative is about your status. Friends ask when you will settle down. At work, small talk reaches for who you are seeing before asking what you are learning. Screens show two people sharing a home as the main storyline. Ads for furniture, travel, and food often place a pair at the center. None of this is loud on its own, yet the repetition can feel like a rule. It says, couple life is normal, and single life is a gap to be filled. The message can be so constant that you may not notice it guiding your steps. There is a simple fact that adds context. In the United States in the year 2023, surveys reported that about 63% of men ages 18 to 29 were single. Far fewer young women were single. Even with many single people, the public story still places a couple at the center. It can seem as if the official path moves from dating to engagement to a shared home, and everything else is a side plot. When a story is told this often, it can feel like truth. It can shape what you plan, what you buy, and how you measure yourself, even when your own numbers would point to a different choice. A default is the assumed choice when you do not choose. You see defaults on forms and on devices, and you also see them in culture. The couple default is the idea that a pair is the starting point, the goal, and the sign of arrival. When this default sits in the background, it creates an easy track. You do not need to think hard to follow it. You say yes to plans that lean on it. You pass on plans that do not. This is not about weakness. It is about drift. When a message is repeated across family talk, shows, and ads, your mind saves effort by flowing with it. The cost of that flow is that other paths fade from view. Think about how many daily choices touch this default. You get a dinner invite that says +1. You might accept even if you hoped for a quiet night. You rent a place with a second bedroom you do not need because you imagine a future partner or a future child who is not in your life now. You pick furniture as a set, though you live alone. You buy two of many things out of habit. None of these choices are wrong as single actions. What matters is the pattern. If your days fill with choices built for a pair you do not have, your present needs can go unmet while you furnish a picture. Your budget can swell with items that do not serve you. Your calendar can lose space for deep work or real rest. You can end a week unsure how you got so busy without moving the tasks that matter to you. The default also touches time. You may plan to start a course later after you meet someone. You may wait to set clear routines because you expect a partner will shape your schedule. You might delay a health step, a move, or a skill you want because you imagine doing it as a couple. This turns your single years into a waiting room. You say to yourself that the real plan starts when you meet the right person, so for now, you coast. That is not a neutral plan. Years pass, and the habits you want stay on hold. Your energy goes to keeping up with a script, rather than writing your own. Identity gets pulled in as well. When the couple default sits at the center, it becomes a yardstick. A ring or a move-in with someone is treated as proof of progress. If you do not have those, you can feel behind. You might sense that your worth is questioned, even when you are doing well in work or in health. You may edit your answers to match the script. You speak about dating to sound active. You avoid saying you enjoy living alone because you worry it will be judged. You look for signs that others see you as less, and you collect them. This loop can be hard to spot because it hides under normal talk. It feels like you are being practical and polite. It can even feel like care from others. Yet the effect is the same. Your own values get quiet, and the default takes the lead. It is useful to ask how a default gains this much power. It is not a law. It is a story told many times by people and by companies. Families repeat it because they hope for your happiness and use the path they know. Shows repeat it because it is easy to write. Ads repeat it because couples are target buyers for many products. None of this makes the default evil. It makes it familiar. Familiar choices are easy to sell and easy to share. You do not need to fight your family or break your screens to see this. You only need to notice that a frequent image has become the base layer in your head. Awareness alone loosens its hold. Once you see the default, you can check your own map. A good check is a plain question to ask before you act. Does this choice fit my real life, or does it serve a script I did not write? You can use this question when you reply to invites, when you shop, when you plan next month, and when you set goals. If a plan matches your needs and your values, it earns a yes. If it exists only to prove that you are on the couple track, you can let it go. This is not about cold refusal. It is about moving from drift to choice. A clear no is a gift to your time and to others' time. A clear yes is a promise you can keep. Notice what happens when you try this question in small moments. A friend asks you to be a +1 at an event you do not enjoy. You check the question. If the only reason to go is to show you are social and attached, you can decline with care. If the event connects to your work or your joy, you can go and give it your full focus. You look at an apartment that is bright and in your budget, but it has one bedroom and a small kitchen. Your mind says to wait for a larger place in case someone moves in. You check the question. If your current life would thrive in this bright, simple place, you can choose it without apology. You sit down to plan your week. You see a block of quiet time and feel a tug to fill it with dates even though you want to rest and study. You check the question and choose what serves your plan. These are small acts, all. Over time, they create a day that matches you. Some people hear this and worry it is a call to avoid love. It is not. It is a call to treat single time as real life, not as a hallway between rooms. You can choose to date with full intent and care. You can choose to be single with full intent and care. The couple default hides a third option, which is to be unclear and to wait. That option drains you. The antidote is not to swing to the other extreme and shut out people. The antidote is to make choices that are yours. If a bond grows from choices that match your values, it will have a better base. If it does not, your life still moves forward. It also helps to look at how language can trap you. Phrases such as settle down or find the other half carry assumptions. Settle down can imply that movement is immature and stillness is adult. Other half can imply you are not whole alone. You do not need to argue these phrases with every person who uses them. You can change how you hold them in your own mind. You are a whole person now. Any future partner will be a person, not a fix. Your life is not a pause. Your work, your rest, your friendships, and your care for yourself count today. When you speak from that base, your answers change without conflict. You can say, I am building my life and mean it. The media layer is worth a quick scan as well. If most of what you watch and read centers couple life as the main prize, you may start to measure your days by that prize. That does not mean you must cut out all romance stories. It means you can add variety. Stories of craft, discovery, service, and friendship remind you that life has many centers. When input changes, your sense of what is normal also changes. You start to spot many adults living well without a partner, and many couples living with care but without drama. This widens your sense of what is possible and reduces the pull of a single script. Some pressure comes dressed as care. A parent might say they worry about you being alone. A friend might push you to date because they believe it will make you happier. You can hear the care and still hold your view. You can thank them and stay with your plan. Awareness is not blame. You are not bad for liking couple stories. Your family is not bad for asking. The point is not to assign fault. The point is to take responsibility for your choices. When you do that, you give others clear cues about how to support you. Over time, many people will follow your lead. They will ask about your projects, your health, and your joy. They will see you as you are, not as a role. The couple default often shapes money without you noticing. Joint purchases are common in ads because they move bigger items. You may feel pulled to buy a larger bed, a dining table with extra seats, or a car size for a family. If those items fit your life and your budget, fine. If they strain your space or your savings, pause. The question is the same. Does this fit my real life? Or am I buying to match a picture? A smaller choice that fits you beats a larger choice that burdens you. Peace at home matters more than status in a post. Your worth does not rise or fall with the size of your couch. Holidays and milestones can sharpen this pressure. Days that mark family ties may bring up questions when you attend alone. You might be placed at the children's table or be asked to explain your status as if it needs a defense. In those moments, it helps to set your own meaning for the day. You can plan time with friends, you can host, you can travel, you can take a class, you can rest. The key is to decide in advance how you want to spend the time, so you are not pulled by last-minute guilt or by old roles. When you live by your choices on days that carry strong social signals, your confidence grows. Workplaces also reflect the default. Some events assume a partner. Some benefits assume a pair. You might be asked to cover shifts for colleagues with family duties while your needs are seen as flexible. You can be a good teammate and still set boundaries. You can say what you can do and what you cannot do. You can ask for the same flexibility others get for their family needs and use it for your health, your study, or your rest. Fairness does not require a matching home setup. It rests on clear rules that apply to all. You may wonder who benefits when the couple default stays strong. Companies that sell life-stage products benefit. Some traditions benefit because they keep their forms intact. Individuals sometimes benefit because a clear track removes hard choices. At the same time, many people lose out. Those who do not fit the track can feel shame. Those who rush onto it can enter bonds that do not suit them. A healthy culture can hold many tracks at once. It can support couples and singles, parents and non-parents, shared homes and solo homes. You can do your part by living your track with clarity and by treating other tracks with respect. If you have followed the couple default for years, you may feel grief when you step off it. You may worry that you wasted time or that you misled others. That feeling is common. It will pass as you act on your current values. You can let people know that your plans have changed. You can keep commitments that still fit and close out those that do not. You can be kind to your past self. You did the best you could with the map you had. Now you have a clearer map. Use it. The main shift of this chapter is simple. See the couple default for what it is, a repeated message, not a binding rule. Then test your choices against your real life. Ask your question. Act on the answer. With time, the pressure softens. Your days start to reflect your own aims. Your sense of worth grows from what you do and from how you care for yourself, not from a label. From that base, any future bond you choose will be based on choice, not on fear. And if you remain single by choice, your life will be full because you filled it. Behind this pressure sits a quiet current. It is the worry about being alone or being seen as less. It often starts early and grows through the signals you get and the silence you do not get. Naming where that worry comes from makes it easier to calm and to replace with steady action. Do you feel a quiet worry in your chest when someone asks if you are seeing anyone? Once you notice how the couple's story sits in the background, the next thing you notice is what that story does inside you. Fear does not arrive with a shout. It tends to grow in small moments. It starts when praise lands only after certain steps. It grows when your wins in other parts of life do not get much notice. It is reinforced by what your phone shows you. Over time, this pattern can teach your brain that a public label matters more than your daily work. The result can be a steady pressure to rush choices or to hide what you actually want, all to avoid being seen as alone or less worthy. Think back to early memories. You bring someone to a family meal and the room changes. People smile. They ask kind questions. They offer stories. That is a nice night. You deserve care. But notice the pattern around it. You pass a tough class and fewer people ask about it. You finish a course. You build a habit. You handle a hard week with care. There is less noise. It is not that others are unkind. It is that romance steps are easier to spot. They come with props and set lines. Over years, this can teach a simple rule in your head. Romance equals worth. Other wins are minor. Most people do not say that out loud. They do not even know they carry it. Yet it can steer choices. Silence after non-romance wins can be heavy. You write a certification exam and pass. You improve your sleep. You stop a habit that harms you. You speak up for yourself. If no one comments, you might wonder if it mattered. When that question repeats, fear finds a seat. The fear is not only about being without a partner. It is also about being seen as behind, as not chosen, as someone others pity. That fear can show up as urgency. You might accept a date you do not want. You might ignore a boundary you set for yourself. You might swallow concerns because the public label looks safe. If you have done this, you are not broken. You are responding to the signals you have received. Screens turn up the volume. Your phone is not neutral. It runs on patterns called algorithms. An algorithm is a set of computer rules that picks what to show you next. The rules look at what you tap, what you watch to the end, what you pause on for a few seconds, what you share, and what you comment on. The rules then show you more items that seem similar, because that keeps you online longer. Big life events tend to pull strong reactions. A post with a ring, a wedding, or a baby often gets instant clicks and long comment threads. The rules learn that these posts hold attention, so they push them up in feeds. Steady personal progress that is not tied to romance does not spike attention in the same way, so it appears less. You scroll and see a stream that says, "Romance is everywhere and everything." Your own mind then measures your day by that stream. This cycle is called a reward loop. Your brain notices which posts draw attention. It links those posts with status and care. It starts to crave the same. When you post about a relationship, you may get more notes in 1 hour than you got on a work win in 1 week. That does not mean the relationship is deeper than your work. It only means the rules on the platform are tuned to boost what spreads fast. The danger is not in the platform itself. The danger is in letting that pattern write your values. If you let the loop guide you, you might act to feed the loop. You might rush to post about steps you are not ready for. You might stay in a situation that hurts because the label earns easy approval. There is another part to this. Your brain often remembers sharp moments more than steady care. A cutting remark about your status at a party can sit with you for months. 10 kind notes about your book, your project, or your health might fade faster. This is a normal tilt in human memory. It is not a moral failure. It does mean you need to choose what you count. If you let one mean comment define you, fear grows. If you collect quiet facts of what you can do and who shows up for you, fear has less room. A useful step is to make the fear plain. Ask yourself one clean question and write the answer in simple words. The question is, What am I afraid will happen if I stay single for now? Do not dress it up. If the answer is that you will be lonely on weekends, write that. If the answer is that your parents will be disappointed, write that. If the answer is that no one will care for you if you get sick, write that. If the answer is that people will judge you as less, write that. Put the words on a page. Seeing the words outside your head helps your mind calm down. Vague worry is hard to handle. Clear statements are easier to test. Once the fear is written, test it against facts. Pick one fear at a time. If you fear weekend loneliness, look back at the last 4 weekends. What did you do? When did you feel lonely? For how long? What eased it? Your memory may say every weekend was empty, but your notes may show that 2 were busy, 1 was mixed, and 1 felt rough from start to end. Now you have real data. If you fear your parents' view, list what they have supported in the past. Have they shown up for you when it mattered? Can you speak to them in calm words about your current plan? If you fear care in illness, write the names of people you can call. Add clinics, delivery services, and community groups in your area. You are not required to solve everything today. You are only asked to see the picture without the fog. Some fears are about status. You might believe that people will see you as less without a partner. Ask what signs you are using to back that belief. List the people who actually matter in your life. Ask yourself how they treat you now. If most of them respect you, the belief is not based on your real circle. It may be based on a noisy few or on old ideas. If someone in your circle does treat you as less, you can address that. You can tell them you will not accept pity. You can spend less time with them. You can replace that time with people who see you as a full adult. Your phone habits deserve a calm audit. Sit down for a few minutes and notice how you feel after a scroll session. If you end tense or confused, the input is not helping. This does not require a vow or a delete spree. It can be as simple as moving apps off the first screen, turning off alerts, or following accounts that teach skills, science, art, or local events. The goal is not to avoid romance posts. It is to balance your inputs so your brain does not treat one path as the only path. The more variety you see, the less your fear relies on a narrow feed. It helps to know how algorithms learn. The rules are not watching your heart. They are tracking actions. A pause of a few seconds sends a signal. A comment sends a stronger signal. A share sends a strong signal. The rules then adjust what you see. When you remind yourself of this, the posts lose some of their spell. You can notice a ring photo and still return to your plan without a jolt. You can be happy for people without making their timeline your deadline. There is also the role of early praise. Many families celebrate certain steps because they understand them. They know what to say when you bring a person home. They know what to buy for an engagement. They know how to host a shower. They may not know how to praise your boundary work, your therapy progress, your financial plan, or your steady routine. You can teach them, not by lecture, but by sharing facts and inviting better questions. You can say you are proud of saving a set amount. You can say you worked hard to improve your sleep. You can ask them to check in on your next exam or your next project. Some people will rise to meet you, some will not. You then choose how much weight to give each voice. If the fear in you feels sticky, there are simple tools to loosen it. One method is a thought check. When a harsh thought arrives, such as "I am behind," write it down. Ask what evidence supports it. Ask what evidence challenges it. Then pick one helpful action you can take today. A helpful action is small and specific. It might be cooking a healthy meal, finishing a page of study, walking for 20 minutes, or calling a friend you trust. After the action, check how you feel. Often the action calms the thought more than arguing about it. If the thought returns, repeat the steps. Your aim is not to erase all fear. Your aim is to stop fear from running your choices. You can also set simple limits on how you speak to yourself. Do not call yourself names. Do not predict doom. Do not measure your worth by the attention of strangers. If you catch yourself doing this, pause and choose different words. Use plain facts. I felt lonely on Friday night. I cooked dinner and watched a film. I slept 8 hours. I woke up better. Facts steady you. They keep your mind from building stories that hurt you. Some people try to crush fear by making big promises. They declare that they will not date for a year, or that they will find a partner in 3 months, or that they will move cities. Sometimes big moves help. Often they are a way to avoid quieter work. The quieter work is to sit with the feeling, to name it, to test it, and to act from values. You can still make plans. You can still set time frames. Do it because the plan serves your life, not because fear demands a show. Notice how your body signals fear. Your shoulders rise, your chest tightens, your breath gets short. When this happens, give yourself a minute. Put your feet on the floor. Uncross your legs. Drop your shoulders. Take 5 slow breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Count the breaths in your head. When your body calms, your thoughts will be less sharp. Now you can choose instead of react. Relationships are not the only place this pattern shows up. You might see it in work. Praise lands when you hit a public metric. Silence follows steady, unseen labor. That does not mean the labor has no value. It means you may need to build your own feedback or find a manager who gives it. In the same way, you may need to create your own rituals for progress in your single life. You can mark the end of a course with a small celebration. You can share a note about your learning with 1 or 2 friends who care. You can thank yourself in writing when you keep a promise to your body or your budget. This is not self-indulgent. It is maintenance. Fear also feeds on uncertainty about the future. You might ask who will be there when you are old. This is a human question. It deserves care. You do not need to solve it in one day. You can start by building a network of friends, neighbors, and services. You can learn basic legal tools that let you name who can act for you if you cannot. You can build savings. Each step is small proof that you can design a stable life. Small proof weakens fear better than long worry. You may worry that facing fear will make you less open to love. The opposite tends to be true. When you see and name your fear, you stop asking a partner to fix it. You stop using dating to treat anxiety. You start to date from a place of calm. You can see red flags faster. You can enjoy a good connection without turning it into a life plan on day 2. You can end a bad fit without panic. Love is easier when it is a choice, not an escape route. It is fair to ask whether this is all too self-focused. The answer lies in what changes when you steady yourself. You become a better friend. You show up on time. You keep your word. You listen well. You help without burning out. You also vote, volunteer, and work with more care because you are not chasing approval at every turn. A calm person is not a closed person. A calm person is someone who can give and receive without keeping score on a public board. There is a simple practice you can start today. At the end of the day, write 3 lines. Line 1 is 1 fact about what you did for your body. Line 2 is 1 fact about what you did for your mind or your work. Line 3 is 1 line about 1 fear you noticed and 1 choice you made anyway. Keep the lines short. Over a few weeks, you will see patterns. You will see that you can feel fear and act with care. You will see that your days are fuller than your mind tells you when it is tired. This small record can replace vague dread with concrete memory. If someone in your life keeps pushing you toward choices you do not want, prepare 1 or 2 short lines you can use. You can say you are not looking right now. You can say you are focused on your plan this season. You do not need to explain. You do not need to debate. Clear words close loops and protect attention. Most people will understand when you are consistent. If someone does not, reduce contact where you can. The goal of this chapter is not to declare romance unimportant. The goal is to put fear in its place. Fear is a signal, not a master. It points to needs. It asks for care. When you answer with clear eyes and concrete steps, it quiets. You will still feel waves of it at times. That is normal. You will also feel more steady as you build proof that you can run your life. You saw how a public default can guide choices without you noticing. Now you can see how that default can feed fear inside you. With the message named and the fear on paper, you are ready for a different way to live. It is a way that replaces waiting with action you can schedule, measure, and adjust. It turns vague hopes into daily steps. It gives you a filter for invites and a clear sense of what to accept and what to decline. It lets you shape a plan you can trust, one choice at a time. What would change if you stopped waiting and started running a plan you can control today? You have seen how outside messages can shape you and how fear can grow in the gaps. Now the focus shifts to action you can take with your own hands. A single life by choice is not a pause. It is a plan you design and run. It is built from goals you can measure, routines you can do alone, and a clear sense that your results are your responsibility. It replaces vague hopes with steps you can schedule and finish. It gives you a simple test for every offer that comes your way. It creates days that match your values, not the loudest voice around you. Start by making your goals clear enough that a stranger could check if you did them. Vague wishes do not help you act. Clear goals help you move. A goal is clear when it states what you will do, by when and how you will know it is done. You can set a goal to finish a course by a certain date and mark the final lesson as the end point. You can set a goal to read a set number of pages each day and track the count. You can set a goal to save a set sum for a tool you need and check the bank balance. You can set a goal to submit a proposal by a set day and confirm the send. These goals are not grand, they are specific. They can live in your calendar. They can be proven by simple facts. Routines are the rails that carry those goals. A routine is a block of time you repeat at a set rhythm. Choose a daily block for deep work on your core project. 2 hours is a strong start for many people. Place it at a time when your mind is fresh. Set a time to begin and a time to end. Protect it like an appointment you would never miss. Add a weekly hour to plan the next 7 days. In that hour, look at your goals. Place them in open time and leave buffer space so you do not stack everything to the edge. Add a movement block that you keep most days, even if it is short. Add a meal prep window you use to set up simple food. Add a small maintenance block at home so repairs and tasks do not pile up. These routines turn good ideas into daily steps that happen without drama. When you live by a plan, you accept responsibility for outcomes. This is not about blame. It is about control. If a goal does not happen, you do not wait for someone else to fix it. You examine the process and change it. If you aim to study each evening and kept missing it, you try mornings. If 2 hours feels too big at first, you try 1 hour and build up. If your phone keeps breaking your focus, you put it in another room during your block. You adjust what you can control. You do not shout at the weather. You do not shame yourself. You use the result to improve the path. This stance is quiet power. It makes you the driver of your own days. Waiting slips away when you fill your week with clear steps. Many people tell themselves they will start once they meet the right person. That is a trap that can last years. You can choose different words. You can say, "I start now." Then you pick 1 or 2 core goals for the next 3 months and design routines that serve them. If you want to change careers, you enroll in a course and set a study block. If you want to improve your finances, you build a budget and set automatic transfers on payday. If you want steadier health, you set a sleep window and a movement plan. Each step is small enough to do this week. Each step builds proof that you can move without waiting for a new status. A key part of this plan is a decision filter. The filter lives in one simple question you ask before you say yes. The question is, does this serve my plan or does it pull me off it? This filter is not harsh. It is clear. You can apply it to invites, offers, favors, and ideas you get excited about. A friend asks you to join a late dinner on a work night. If your plan includes a sleep window and an early deep work block, the filter points to no. You can reply with care and offer another time that fits. A coworker suggests a side project that sounds fun. If your plan is already full and the project does not move your core goal, the filter points to no for now. A date asks to meet during your study hour. You can propose another slot. When the answer is yes, you can give full energy because you know why you chose it. When the answer is no, you can let go of guilt because you are protecting a path you chose on purpose. To run this filter without stress, you need to know your core aim for this season. A season can be 3 months. In that span, pick 1 or 2 goals that matter most. Too many goals create chaos. Too few leave you idle. 1 or 2 keep you focused without strain. Write a simple sentence that states your aim. For example, complete the data course and rebuild my budget. Or finish the portfolio and apply to 3 roles. Or improve sleep and complete a strength program. With that sentence in mind, you can evaluate choices fast. If an option does not support the sentence, it waits. A plan is a set of steps, and it is also a set of supports. Set up your space for the work you want to do. If your core project needs quiet, create a corner with minimal clutter, strong light, and the tools you need. If you cook to support your health, keep your kitchen stocked with basic items you can turn into meals in under 30 minutes. If you study, set up a desk or a table where your books and notes live. You reduce friction by making the right action easy to start. That first minute matters. If the first minute is simple, you will begin. Once you begin, you tend to continue. Tracking keeps your plan honest. A simple log is enough. At the end of each day, note what was done for your core goal, how long it took, and one thing to adjust. Keep the log short, so you will keep it. At the end of each week, review the log for patterns. You may see that you work best in the morning, or that social plans on weeknights ruin your sleep, or that you underestimate how long tasks take. Use these facts to adjust the next week. This loop turns your life into a gentle experiment where you test, learn, and improve. It lowers the weight of single bad days because you see the larger shape of your effort. A plan also needs boundaries with people you care about. This is not about pushing people away. It is about making your time clear so they can rely on you. Tell friends and family when you are usually available and when you are not. Share that you protect a certain work block, that you go to bed at a set time, and that you plan your week on a set day. When an invite arrives, thank the person and check your calendar before you reply. If it fits, accept with full attention. If it does not, decline with a short line and suggest another time if you want to. Over time, people learn your pattern. They also learn that when you say yes, you show up. You might worry that a plan will make your life rigid. Rigid plans break under stress. Strong plans bend and hold. You can design margin on purpose. Leave open space in your week for rest and for surprise. If a crisis hits, move blocks without drama and return to them when the crisis passes. The plan serves you. You do not serve the plan. The plan is not a punishment. It is a tool that keeps you from drifting. If a routine starts to feel stale, refresh it. Change the time. Change the place. Change the length. Keep the aim steady even as the form shifts. The way you talk to yourself matters while you run this plan. You do not need to hype yourself up. You do not need to insult yourself when you miss a block. Speak in calm, plain words. I did not study today. I will move the session to the morning tomorrow. I slept 7 hours instead of 8. I felt slow. I will dim screens earlier. This tone keeps your mind steady and reduces the drama that eats time. The goal is consistency that comes from structure, not from good moods alone. Money decisions are part of any plan because they support or block your steps. If you choose to learn a new skill, you may need to fund a course or a tool. You can set a target amount and save toward it each payday. If you want more time for your project, you may decide to cut spending in one area to reduce pressure elsewhere. A simple budget becomes a support beam for your plan. It is not a set of punishments. It is a plan for where your money will go so it serves what you value. When you tie spending to clear goals, you feel less pull to spend for show. Community fits into an intentional single life as well. You do not need to withdraw to be focused. You can design social time that nourishes you and respects your plan. Choose a steady rhythm to meet one or two friends who support your goals. Join a group or a class that lines up with your aims. If you are learning, study with others once a week. If you are building health, join a group that moves together. If you are creating, find a circle that shares and reviews work. These ties feed you and keep you honest without derailing your schedule. You may feel unsure about how many goals to hold at once. A simple rule is to have one core project and one support project. The core project is where your main 2-hour block goes. The support project is smaller and helps your life run better. For example, your core project might be a certification, and your support project might be improving sleep. Or your core might be a portfolio, and your support might be a simple budget. This balance lets you move forward in one area while keeping your base strong. If you take on too much, you split your focus and slow down. If you take on too little, you drift. It helps to state your reasons for each goal. Write 1 or 2 sentences for each goal that explain why it matters to you. The reason is for you, not for display. It can be practical, like earning more to reduce stress. It can be personal, like proving to yourself that you keep your promises. When you feel low, read the reason. It reminds you that the work fits your life. It is easier to do hard things when you remember why they matter. Practice ending things that do not serve your plan. End a course that is poorly made. End a habit that drains your mornings. End a chat thread that never leads to a real plan. End a date that crosses your lines. Every end creates space. Space makes room for what you want. You do not owe endless chances to patterns that do not change. You owe yourself a clear path and the energy to walk it. Check how your plan feels in your body. A good plan brings a sense of steady pressure that you can carry. If you feel crushed, reduce the load. If you feel numb, increase the challenge a little. Your aim is to find a level where you show up most days and grow over time. Growth does not require daily heroics. It asks for repeated steps that accumulate into real change. Your log will show you this, if you keep it with honesty. There will be days when you fall off your plan. The fix is simple. Restart at the next block. Do not wait for a new week or a new month. You do not need a clean slate. You need the next step. If you miss morning work, use an afternoon pocket for a shorter session. If a whole day goes sideways, sleep and start tomorrow. This approach turns failures into small bumps instead of walls. As your plan runs, you will receive more offers. Some will be exciting, some will be flattery, some will be traps that pull you away from what you said matters. The filter protects you. It is not a shield of fear. It is a steady question that keeps you on the path you chose. You can change your path when your values change. You do not change it because of noise. This way of living does not reject love. It makes room for it in a healthy way. When you know your aims and keep your routines, you can meet someone without dissolving your life. You can invite them into days that are already meaningful. You can see whether they fit with your structure. You can adjust where needed without losing yourself. If a bond grows, it grows on solid ground. If it does not, your life still moves with purpose. Now that you see how an intentional single life works as a plan, you need a simple way to hold it in view each day. Keeping the plan in your head is not enough. Words fade when the day gets loud. The fix is to write clear rules that support your aims and reduce daily debate. A short page you can read in 1 minute will anchor your choices and protect your energy. What would change if one page could guide your day when your mind feels tired or pulled in many directions? You have a plan now, and you know the value of acting on purpose. The next step is to write simple rules that make your plan easy to follow when the day gets noisy. A short page you can read in about 1 minute can do that. It holds non-negotiables, which are rules you do not argue with in the moment. They are not harsh, they are clear. They are choices made in advance, so you do not spend energy choosing again and again. Begin by deciding that this page is small by design. Keep it to 1 page so you can carry it in your bag or pin it near your desk. Use plain words you would say out loud. Write rules as actions you can see yourself doing. Avoid wishes and slogans. A strong rule sounds like a step, not a mood. When you read it, you know exactly what to do and when to do it. This is your guide, not a speech to impress anyone. Quiet hours belong on this page because focus needs protection. Pick times that match your life and write them in full. You might choose quiet hours from 7 in the morning to 9 in the morning on weekdays, and from 6 in the evening to 8 in the evening. During these windows, you do deep work or study, and you do not take calls that can wait. You keep your door closed if you can. You place your phone in another room. You mute alerts. If you live with others, you tell them about these hours in advance. You can say, I protect 7 to 9 in the morning for focused work. I will not answer messages then. Clear words early reduce friction later. Sleep windows belong on the page because sleep is the base of steady mood and healthy work. Choose a set window that gives you enough rest most nights. You might write lights out by 10 at night, wake around 6 in the morning. You can add a wind-down period of 30 minutes without screens before bed. You can add no caffeine after 2 in the afternoon if that helps you sleep. When your sleep window is written, you can weigh invites and tasks against it. You stop treating bedtime as flexible. You treat it as the base of tomorrow's work. Learning targets also fit on this page so that progress is not vague. Pick targets that someone else could check for you. You might write study for 30 minutes before lunch on weekdays, or complete 1 lesson each day from a course, or read 20 pages before dinner. Name the subject or course so you do not drift. If your target is weekly, such as submit 1 practice project by Sunday night, write the day and the output. A clear learning rule turns time into skill over weeks without drama. You can set limits on alcohol if it is part of your life. Limits on the page make nights predictable and mornings steady. Your rule might say no alcohol on weeknights, or no more than 1 drink on Friday or Saturday, or alcohol only with a meal. If you do not drink, you can write no alcohol. Keep it simple and firm. The point is not to police yourself. The point is to protect sleep, mood, and money so they support your plan. Boundaries on work after a set time lower stress and protect relationships. Many jobs leak into the evening when there is no rule. You can write no work messages after 8 at night, or no laptop in the bedroom, or stop checking email after dinner. If your work requires on-call times, write those times too, so you and others know when you are available. When your after-hours rule exists, you can tell co-workers, and you can set device tools to back it up. Your mind learns to power down at a predictable time, and you arrive the next day with more focus. Privacy rules at home deserve space on your page. Home is your base. It needs safety and calm. You can write no surprise visits, please ask before coming by. You can write do not share my address without my consent. You can write no posting photos of my home or my desk on public feeds. You can write I do not hand my phone to others unlocked. If you share a home, you can add a rule about quiet hours in shared spaces or about how to handle shared chores. Simple, clear lines protect peace without long talks each time. These examples are a starting place. Your page should reflect your needs and values. If you have a health condition, a rule might include daily meds at a set time or a short stretch session in the afternoon. If faith or a creative practice is part of your life, write a small daily or weekly time for it. If you care for a pet or a family member, write the care times so they are not squeezed by late work or scrolling. The test for any rule is whether it is specific, plain, and doable most days. Strong rules reduce decision fatigue. Decision fatigue means your brain gets tired when it must choose many times in one day. Tired minds make weak choices. When rules exist, you do not hold a debate every night about whether to watch one more episode, or every morning about whether to stay in bed, or every afternoon about whether to check a feed. The rule decides for you. You conserve energy for work, learning, and real rest. The relief is noticeable after a few days when the number of small debates drops. Tone matters on your page. Use neutral language. Avoid judgment words like always or never unless they are truly necessary. Avoid vague words like try or be better. Use verbs that describe actions. You can write turn off notifications at 6 in the evening, or study 30 minutes before lunch or meal prep on Sunday afternoon. Keep each rule short. A long rule hides loopholes and confuses you when you are tired. Set a simple rhythm to update the page. A good pace is once a month. Pick a fixed review day, such as the first Sunday morning of each month, and write it on your calendar. The review does not need to be long. 15 minutes is enough. Ask what helped, what caused friction, and what changed in your life. Remove rules you no longer need. Adjust times that did not fit. Add 1 or 2 new items if they support your current goals. Do not add so many that the page becomes heavy. The page is meant to be light and strong, not dense. Place the page where you plan your day. Read it before you schedule each morning, and again when you feel pressure or confusion. You can keep a photo of it on your phone and a printed copy on your desk. When you are away from home, the photo is enough. When you talk with someone about plans, the page in your head keeps you aligned without needing to check it out loud. It becomes a quiet anchor. Share parts of the page with people who need to know. You can tell a friend that you do not take calls during your morning quiet hours. You can tell family that you keep sleep steady and leave early from late dinners. You can tell a manager that you do not answer messages after 8 at night unless there is an emergency. You choose what to share and with whom. Sharing is not asking for permission. It is giving others a clear map of how to work with you. Your rules can and should support dignity in social settings. Prepare simple lines that express the rules in kind words. If someone invites you out late on a Tuesday, you can say, "I am not available tonight." If a conversation touches a topic you do not want to discuss, you can say, "I do not discuss that." If a visit is proposed without warning, you can say, "Please ask before coming by." These lines are part of your rules. They close loops and protect attention without drama. They are short by design because short lines are easy to recall when you feel rushed. As you use the page, expect some friction at the start. Habits do not change in one day. You may miss a sleep window or break a quiet hour. Do not treat that as a failure. Treat it as information. Ask what pulled you off the rule. Was the rule too strict? Does the time need to shift? Do you need a device change, like moving your phone away from your bed or turning off alerts for a set period? Small adjustments keep the page realistic. Realistic rules are the ones you will follow. Some seasons demand different rules. If you travel for work, you can write a travel version of the page. It might include a shorter sleep window, a shorter study block, and a rule about walking in daylight for 10 minutes to keep your rhythm steady. If you are in an exam month, you might pause certain social rules and increase learning targets slightly. If a family member is ill, you can make care your focus and reduce other targets. The page is not rigid. It adapts while holding your core values. Use the page to protect money as well. You can write simple spending rules that lower stress. You might write cook at home on weekdays, or bring lunch 3 days each week, or buy only items on a written list. If sales and feeds pull you, you can add "do not buy from ads" and wait 24 hours before any non-essential purchase. These lines reduce impulse and free funds for your goals. They lower clutter at home and clear mental space. The page can hold digital rules that support your mood. You can write app timers active from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening, or no phone in the bedroom, or check social feeds after deep work only. You can add move wedding and couple feeds off my home screen if those posts spike anxiety. You can add follow one account that teaches a skill each week and unfollow one that drains me. These are small, practical steps that shape what your mind sees. When you date while using this page, your rules reduce confusion. You can write "do not cancel my study block for a new date," or "I leave by 9 on weeknights," or "no dating on back-to-back nights during work weeks." If someone respects your rules, that is a good sign. If they push against them early, that is data you should not ignore. Your page is not a test for others. It is a record of how you take care of yourself. The right person will make space for that. Bring kindness into the rules about your body. You can write "drink water through the day," or "go outside for 10 minutes of morning light," or "move for at least 30 minutes 5 days each week at a pace that raises your breath." You can add "keep dental visits twice a year" and book a yearly checkup. You can add a creative window once a week to draw, play music, or write for joy. These are not extra. They are part of your stability. Keep the page practical. If a rule is never followed, it needs to be rewritten or removed. If a rule creates stress daily, reduce it. If a rule lifts your day, protect it. Over time, the page starts to feel like a quiet engine that runs in the background. It frees your mind from small fights. It gives you a firm base for larger work. It helps you say yes to the right things and no to the rest without long talks with yourself. A plan with rules works best when the calendar shows them. Place your sleep window as a recurring event. Place your quiet hours as repeating blocks. Place your study time, your movement time, your meal prep, and your weekly review on fixed days. When your calendar reflects the page, you no longer hold your plan in your head. You see it on the screen or on paper. You respect it the way you respect a meeting you would not skip. This simple step turns intent into scheduled time. There will be moments when someone asks for a slice of your protected hours. There will be pings that try to pull you into late work. There will be kind people who suggest just one more drink. The page helps you answer without heat. You can point to your rule in your mind and say, "I leave by 9, or "I am not available tonight," or "I do not discuss that." These words are small and strong. They prevent debates that drain you. They keep attention on what matters. As your life shifts, the page shifts with it. New skills become part of your base, so they do not need to sit on the page anymore. New aims appear, and they join the page for a season. The monthly review keeps this flow healthy. It avoids the trap of letting the page grow stale or grow heavy. It keeps your rules true to the life you are building, not to an old picture. This one page does not do the work for you. It removes friction so you can do the work. It keeps your days aligned with your values when moods swing or when noise rises. It carries the choices you made when you were clear into moments when you are not. It gives you a quick way to return to yourself after a long day. With your rules written and placed, the next task is to protect them in real time. That means giving your rules a home on your calendar and giving your voice short lines that hold your boundaries. A protected schedule and a few steady phrases turn a page into action. You can live, hour by hour, even when the world around you gets loud. Do you want a simple way to make sure your plan actually happens when your phone and other people pull at your attention? You wrote your rules. Now you give those rules a home in your calendar and a voice in your mouth. This turns ideas into hours you can see and protect. It also gives you short lines you can say in busy moments, so you keep your path without long talks or hurt feelings. Begin with one daily block for your core project. 2 hours is a strong start for many people. Place this block at a time when your mind is clear. Many choose morning hours because fewer people ask for things then, but the right time is the time you can keep most days. Put this block on your calendar as a repeating event. Write what you will do in that block in a few words so you know the purpose when the time arrives. Treat it as a real meeting. If someone asks for that slot, you can say you are not available. If you must move it, you move it on the same day, not to a vague later time. Support this block with device settings. Most phones and computers include a mode called Do Not Disturb. It is a setting that silences calls, texts, and app alerts. You can allow calls from a small list of key contacts in case of real need. Turn on Do Not Disturb for your 2-hour block. You can set it to turn on and off at the same times each weekday. You can also set app limits that cap how many minutes you can use for social feeds during work hours. When the limit hits, the app closes. If alerts still break your focus, move your phone to another room during the block and close chat apps on your computer. These simple steps turn a plan into a calm space where you can think and finish. Your calendar does more than hold work blocks. It also holds the parts of the day that protect energy. Place your sleep window as a recurring event. Place your wind-down time before bed. Place meals and short movement breaks. Place your weekly planning hour on a set day. Place travel time before and after meetings so you do not rush. When these items live on your calendar, you stop overbooking. You see the whole day. You see that a late dinner on a work night will cut into sleep and push your morning work. You can then choose with clear eyes. A simple rule helps here. Before you accept any invite, open your calendar. Look at the next 7 days. Check whether the invite supports or harms your plan. If it harms the plan, you can decline with one short line. You do not owe a long story. Short lines are kind because they are clear. 3 lines cover most cases. You can say, I am not available tonight. You can say, I leave by 9. You can say, I do not discuss that. These lines remove confusion. They do not invite debate. They protect your attention and your sleep. Practice these lines out loud when you are alone so they feel natural. Say them in a calm tone. Do not add excuses. If you want to offer another time, add one clear option that fits your schedule. You can say, I am not available tonight. I can do Saturday at 4. If the other person cannot, that is fine. You both save time. If someone asks why you leave by 9, repeat the line. I leave by 9. Most people adjust when you are consistent. Use your calendar to group similar tasks. Put messages and calls in one block. Put errands in one block. Put meetings back to back with a short pause between them. This lowers the number of times you switch modes. Switching often drains energy. Fewer switches help you keep focus. When you group tasks, you finish more and feel less scattered by the end of the day. Set alerts that help without nagging you. One alert 5 minutes before a block is enough. You do not need many sounds. Too many alerts become noise you learn to ignore. Keep sounds for true needs only. For the rest, use silent banners or no alerts at all. You can also turn off red badges on app icons so you do not feel pushed by a number every time you look at your phone. These are small changes that reduce pull on your mind. Email often eats hours that should go to your core work. Set 2 short windows for email, such as late morning and late afternoon. Put them on your calendar. Keep each window short. When the time ends, stop. If someone needs you for something urgent, they can call. If your job requires faster response, talk with your manager about what urgent means and how they will reach you in those cases. Many issues do not need instant action. Most can wait for your next window. Calm response beats constant response. Group chats can also break focus. Mute threads during work blocks. You can write a simple status line in the group that says you are offline for 2 hours and will read later. Do not explain further. If the group expects constant access, consider leaving or setting clear rules for yourself. Your attention is not a public resource. It is a tool you need to do your work and care for yourself. Your calendar can help you avoid long days that drain you. Do not stack meetings without breaks. Leave short spaces to breathe, stretch, drink water, and reset. Put a short walk outside once in the morning and once in the afternoon when you can. Daylight steadies your mind and helps you sleep later. When you protect these small blocks, the rest of the day runs with less strain. Late invites will arrive. A friend might text at 6 asking you out at 8. A co-worker might send a task at 5 that is not urgent. A family member might call during your deep work. Your scripts handle these moments. I am not available tonight. I will look at this in the morning. I will call you after noon. Use your calendar to pick the next open slot and offer that. If a pattern repeats with the same person, you can share your general hours once so they know what to expect. Some people fear that short lines are cold. They are not cold when your tone is steady and kind. They are clear. Clarity reduces hurt because people know where they stand. When you say, "I leave by 9," you give the host a clean plan. When you say, "I do not discuss that," you protect a private part of your life. When you say, "I am not available tonight," you protect your sleep and your work. These choices are acts of care for your future self and for the quality of your time with others. If your job uses a shared calendar, block your core work as busy. You do not need to name it if you prefer not to. Busy is enough. If someone tries to book over it, you can reply with 2 times that do not harm your blocks. You can say, "I can do Tuesday at 3 or Wednesday at 10. Give choices that work for you. If you get pushback, explain your focus hours once and hold them. Over time, others learn to book around them. Sometimes you will slip. You will say yes when you meant no. You will scroll during a block. You will stay late and feel it the next day. The fix is not to judge yourself. The fix is to reset right away. Close the app, stand up, drink water. Look at your calendar. Return to the current block. Or, if the time is gone, protect the next one. One slip does not erase your plan. Many people lose weeks by waiting for a clean start. You do not need a clean start. You need the next step. If you work from home, set a clear start and a clear stop. Write them on your calendar as repeating events. At the stop time, close your computer and put it away if you can. Do not sit with it open near your rest area. If people at work message you after your stop time, reply the next day. If this is new, tell your team about your hours. Many people respect clear hours when they are held with consistency. Use your calendar to prepare for days with extra demands. If you have a big task due, clear the day of other items. If you have many meetings, plan simpler meals and a shorter movement block so you still care for your body. If you will be out at night, adjust morning work the next day. Planning ahead keeps one heavy day from hurting the whole week. Short phrases help when you face pushy sales or pressure in public. You can say, "I am not interested," and repeat it once. You can say, "No, thank you," and keep walking. You do not need to match other people's urgency. Your slow, steady tone is enough. If someone continues after a clear no, remove yourself if you can. You do not need to explain your reasons to strangers. If money requests arrive from people you know and the request does not fit your plan, you can say, "I do not lend money." If you want to help in another way, offer a form you can keep, such as a ride, a meal, or help with a task. If you cannot help, say, "I cannot help with this," and stop there. Long stories invite debate. Short lines end the exchange with respect. Device tools can run in the background so you do not rely on willpower alone. Set Do Not Disturb to turn on at your sleep time and turn off at your wake time. Set it to turn on during your deep work. Set app timers for the platforms that pull you the most. Place those apps on a screen you do not see often. Turn off lock screen previews so your phone shows fewer hooks. If you need maps or music during a walk, you can keep those and block the rest. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to protect your attention so you can use it where it matters. Your calendar can hold reminders that protect your body. Place a water reminder mid-morning and mid-afternoon if you often forget to drink. Place a short stretch after long sitting. Place a wind-down reminder to start your bedtime steps at the same time each night. These small care items reduce the chance that you lose a day to a headache, poor sleep, or tight muscles. Health is a base you build detail by detail. When you share your schedule with close people, do it early and with calm. Say that you keep a 2-hour focus block each day. Say that you sleep at a set time. Say that you plan your week on Sunday afternoon. Ask them to bring you invites with notice when they can. Offer your open windows for regular meetups. This makes life easier for them and for you. It also shows that your no to one plan is not a no to the person. It is a yes to a form that fits your life. There will be people who push back. Some may take your lines as a challenge. Stay steady. Repeat your line once. If they keep pushing, end the chat or change the topic. If the pattern continues, reduce your time with them. Your plan cannot rely on constant defense. It needs people who respect a clear sentence. Many people will. Build around them. Use your calendar to close each day. 10 minutes before your stop time, write what you did and what you will do first tomorrow. Put the first task on your calendar at the start of your next work block. This small note removes morning hesitation. You sit down and begin. Beginning is often the hardest step. A written first task makes it easy. On weekends, choose a rhythm that restores you. Put rest on the calendar. Put one plan that lifts your mood. Put light chores in one block so they do not spread across the whole day. Do not leave Sunday night empty. Place your weekly review and any prep you need for Monday. This lowers the Sunday worry many people feel and gives you a steady start. If you date, your scripts keep dates simple and kind. You can say, I can meet at 6 and I leave by 9. You can say, I do not drink on weeknights. You can say, I do not discuss past relationships. If that works for the other person, great. If it does not, you learned early. Your schedule and your lines are not walls. They are clear terms that support your health and your goals. As your skills and projects grow, you will get more requests on your time. Some will be good, some will not be good for you. Your calendar and your phrases let you decide case by case without losing your base. You keep your 2-hour block. You keep your sleep. You keep your review. You add what fits and decline the rest. This pace builds trust in yourself. You see that you can hold your line and still be warm and present with people. These steps are simple. They are not dramatic. They work because they turn values into hours and words. They remove constant choice and replace it with a few key choices made in advance. They give you space to think, to build, to rest, and to enjoy company without the blur of exhaustion. With time and attention protected, you can use those 2 hours and those calm evenings to raise skills and build a steadier mind. Independent skills and basic care lower stress and make your schedule easier to keep. When you can cook meals, fix small things, manage forms and money, and care for your sleep and mood, your days ask less and give more. What would your days feel like if you could handle most needs on your own and keep a steady mood without waiting on anyone? You set your schedule and learned short phrases that protect your time. Now you can use that time to grow skills and care for your mind and body in simple ways. Independent skills lower stress because you can solve daily problems. Mental health habits steady your mood so your plan is easier to keep. Evidence of progress is the task you finish, not the attention it gets. This is quiet work that adds up. Start with practical skills that meet daily needs. Cooking is a strong base. Pick 10 simple meals you enjoy and can repeat. Aim for a mix you can cook on a weeknight without rush. Choose meals you can store for tomorrow. Use your protected block once or twice a week to practice. Keep notes on what worked and what did not. When you can cook 10 meals without a recipe, you save money, you eat better, and you feel calm about dinner. Add one new meal every few weeks if you want more variety. Keep a short list of your staples on your phone so shopping is quick. Home repairs can feel scary until you try them. A loose door hinge is a good start. Watch a short tutorial from a trusted source, gather a screwdriver and the right screws, and fix one hinge at home. Take your time. If you get stuck, pause and try again with better light. When the hinge moves smoothly and the door closes well, you have proof that you can handle small fixes. Next time a cabinet knob loosens or a squeak appears, you will know what to do. You do not need to become a contractor. You only need a few basic wins that show you can care for your space. Transport matters too. Learn to change a bike tire. Practice at home when you are not in a rush. Get the tire levers, a spare tube, and a small pump. Remove the wheel, take off the tire, replace the tube, and put it back together. Do this once or twice before you need it on the road. The next time you get a flat, you will handle it without panic. If you drive, learn how to check tire pressure, add air, and change a wiper blade. These small acts prevent bigger problems later. Money tasks can cause stress when they are unclear. Learn to file your taxes on time. Filing taxes means reporting your income and other details to the government each year. Gather your forms, use trusted software, or go to a free help clinic if one exists in your area. Keep a folder where you store receipts and documents through the year. Create a simple checklist so you know what you need. When tax season arrives, you follow the list and submit by the deadline. This reduces fear and protects you from fees. It also teaches you to keep records and to know your numbers, which helps in many parts of life. Communication is a skill that supports every plan. Practice giving a short talk. Choose a topic you know well. Write a 3-minute outline in plain words. Record yourself once. Watch and adjust one thing at a time, such as slowing down, pausing between ideas, or lifting your eyes. Then deliver the talk to one friend or to a small group in a class. A clear 3-minute talk is enough to build confidence. Later, you can offer a short lunch talk at work or a community event. Speaking clearly helps you ask for what you need, explain your plan, and set boundaries without heat. Set a simple learning plan that you can sustain. Choose one local class that supports your goals. It could be a language class, a technical skill, a public speaking course, or a hands-on workshop. Pick a time you can attend each week and block it on your calendar. Aim to earn one certification in a field you value. A certification is a formal test that gives you a document to show your skill. Research the steps, register, and set weekly study blocks until you pass. In addition, complete one small public project each quarter. A quarter is 3 months. A public project is any useful thing others can see, such as a short guide, a small tool, a community workshop, or a clean before and after repair you share in a forum. The project does not need to be big. It needs to be finished. Finished work builds trust in yourself and shows others what you can do. Now anchor your days with mental health basics. Sleep is the foundation. Aim for 7 to 9 hours each night in a dark, cool room. Pick a steady sleep window and protect it. Start a wind down 30 minutes before lights out. Dim screens, lower room light, and do a simple routine such as brushing your teeth, light stretching, and setting out clothes for morning. If you wake often, check caffeine timing, room temperature, and late screen use. Small changes help over a few weeks. Movement supports mood and focus. Move for at least 150 minutes each week at a pace that raises your breath. You can do 30 minutes on 5 days or break it into shorter blocks. Choose forms of movement you can keep through the year. Walking, cycling, body weight work, or classes near home are strong options. Put movement on your calendar, as you do with meetings. Treat it as essential, not as extra. If you miss a day, return the next day without drama. Morning light helps your sleep and your energy. Step outside for at least 10 minutes soon after waking. Do it even on cloudy days. Do not stare at the sun. Just be outside. If your mornings are busy, pair this with a walk to a bus stop or a quick loop around your block. If you cannot go out, sit by a bright window, though outside light works better for most people. A daily 3-line journal keeps your mind clear. At the end of the day, write 1 line about your body, 1 line about your work or learning, and 1 line about one choice you made with care. Keep each line short. This is not for style. It is a log. Over time, the lines show patterns. You will see that small habits add up, and you will spot which days drift and why. The journal also gives you a place to mark wins that do not get public praise. When anxious thoughts loop, you can use cognitive behavioral tools. These are simple exercises to help you notice a thought, test it, and act with care. When a tough thought arrives, write it down in plain words. Ask yourself what facts support it and what facts do not. Ask what you would tell a friend if they had this thought. Then choose 1 helpful action you can take within 1 hour. A helpful action is small and under your control, such as finishing a task, taking a brief walk, or sending a clear message you have been avoiding. After the action, check the thought again. If it still sits heavy, repeat the steps. You are not trying to erase every bad thought. You are training your mind to choose actions based on facts. Food supports your plan. Include a source of protein in each meal and add fiber from vegetables, fruits, beans, or whole grains. Drink water through the day. If numbers help you, you can ask a health professional for targets that fit your size and activity. If numbers stress you, focus on regular meal times and simple plates you cook at home most days. Keep snacks that support your energy near your work area so you do not grab poor options when time is tight. Preventive care saves time and worry later. Keep vaccines up to date. Book dental cleanings twice a year. Schedule a yearly checkup with a doctor. If costs are a barrier, search for community clinics or low-cost programs in your area. Put these dates on your calendar and set reminders 1 month before each one so you can plan around them. Keep a simple file with your medical info, including meds you take and any allergies. This reduces stress during appointments. Add a weekly creative block to keep your mind flexible. Pick 1 hour for drawing, music, writing, or a craft. Keep it separate from work goals. The point is to play and to explore. Creative time improves mood and can make problem-solving easier in other parts of life. If 1 hour feels long at first, start with 20 minutes and grow it. Protect the block the way you protect your sleep or your deep work. Build your skill plan into your calendar. Use your 2-hour focus block for your core project and place shorter blocks for practice, such as cooking or repairs, on days when your energy is good. If evenings are better for hands-on practice, schedule them there. Use weekends for your public project steps, such as writing, recording, or building. Keep a visible tracker where you mark each session. A wall calendar or a simple note on your desk works. Seeing the marks reminds you that you are moving, even when a single day feels slow. As you gain skills, notice how your confidence shifts. The point is not to brag. The point is to know you can handle more of life. When a hinge squeaks, you reach for your tools. When a meal is needed, you cook. When tax season comes, you open your folder. When a talk is needed, you say yes. This steady ability frees mental space for bigger goals. It also reduces fear around being alone because you have proof that you can meet your needs. Community can support this growth without pulling you off your plan. Attend your local class each week and say hello to the same people. Offer to share notes if someone misses a session. Ask 1 good question each class. Show up on time. These small acts build ties. Join a library workshop, a community garden day, or a fix-it event where people repair small items together. Share your repaired hinge or your changed tire result. These are small public projects that serve others and show your skill without noise. Track your progress with simple measures. Write the number of meals you can cook well. Write the repairs you have done. Write the distance you can walk or cycle without strain. Write the talks you have given and where. Write the classes completed and any certificates earned. These are facts you can point to in a job interview, a community role, or a tough day when self-doubt whispers. Facts calm doubt. Protect your plan from common traps. Do not wait for motivation. Keep your blocks even when you feel flat. Start with 5 minutes. Often 5 minutes turns into more. If it does not, you still kept your promise to start. Do not aim for perfect. Aim for done. If a meal burns, try again tomorrow. If a tube pops, replace it and note what went wrong. If a talk stumbles, adjust and deliver it again. Done teaches more than delay. Money can support your skill growth. Set aside a small amount each payday for tools or classes. Buy basic tools first. A screwdriver set, a hammer, a small level, and a pump cover many needs. Borrow what you can from a library of things if your city has one. Choose classes that offer real practice and clear outcomes. Avoid high-pressure pitches. A good class shows you the syllabus and the work you will do before you pay. If you care for others, include them in your skill plan. Cook extra portions and share. Teach a younger person to repair a hinge or to change a tire. Help a neighbor set up a simple budget or file a basic tax return if you are confident and local rules allow it. Helping others tests your understanding and strengthens community ties. It also reminds you that your skills have real value beyond your own life. Some days your mind will be heavy. On those days, lean on your basics. Keep your sleep window. Step outside for morning light. Move for a short block, even 10 minutes. Eat a simple meal with protein and fiber. Write your 3 lines. Do one small task for your core project. This is enough. The goal is not to crush the day. The goal is to keep your base steady so tomorrow is easier. If stress builds, use your thought tools in real time. When a thought says you are failing, answer it with facts from your log. When a thought says you cannot do something, cut it into a first step and do that step. When a thought says people will judge you, return to your plan and your small actions. You do not control what others think. You do control the next action on your list. The habit of acting from facts will grow stronger each month if you keep at it. Create small rituals that support your plan. Start your 2-hour block by opening your log and reading yesterday's note. End it by writing tomorrow's first task. Start your wind down by putting your phone in another room. End it by dimming the light and breathing slowly for a minute. Start your creative hour by setting a timer and removing email tabs. End it by leaving your tools ready for next time. Simple rituals reduce the effort to begin and protect the time from drift. Over a few months, these habits build a life you can trust. You know what to do when a problem appears. You know how to calm your mind when it spikes. You know how to keep your word to yourself, even when a day is messy. You know how to show your work to others without fear of likes. You have steady sleep, regular movement, morning light, and care appointments on the calendar. You have a voice that can explain your plan and ask for what you need. This base also helps you in social and dating choices. When you can cook, repair, manage forms, speak with clarity, and keep your mood steady, you enter dates without neediness. You can notice early signs that do not fit your rules. You can hold your lines without anger. You can end a situation that harms you. You can choose patience and slow trials because your life runs on its own power. Safety and clarity become part of care, not a reaction to fear. Can you tell early when a date is good for you and when it is not? You have built skills, habits, and a steady mind. You know how to protect time and attention. If you choose to date, bring that same care. Safe dating is not fear-based. It is clear and simple. It uses early signs, short exit lines, and steady patience. It asks for written agreements when a bond begins to grow. These steps protect dignity and health. They also make it easier to enjoy good company without losing your base. Begin with the first meetings. Meet in a public place. Share your location with one trusted person. Keep the first few meetings shorter than a full evening. Pay your own way. Limit alcohol so your judgment stays sharp. These are small choices that give you room to notice the person in front of you. During the first chats and dates, watch how they respond to your boundaries. If you say you leave by 9, do they respect it? If you say you do not drink on weeknights, do they accept it? If a person tries to push you past your stated limits, that is a warning. A push can look like asking you to stay out late after you said you would not, pressing for private photos, asking for your address when you said you prefer to meet in public, or making fun of your rules. A single push is enough to pause and think. Repeated pushes are a sign to end contact. There are other early signs that deserve fast attention. Schedule monitoring is one. It shows up when someone needs to know where you are at all times or asks for frequent updates without a real reason. Isolation is another. It shows up when a person speaks badly about your friends and tries to pull you away from them or from your family. Urgent money requests are a third. They can come with a sad story and a claim that only you can help. Frequent contempt is a fourth. Contempt means ongoing disrespect. It can be insults, name-calling, eye-rolling when you speak, or mocking your work or your body. These patterns are not small. You do not need to wait for them to get worse. You can say one clear line and leave. Exit lines keep you safe and reduce drama. You can say, "This does not work for me." You can say, "I am not continuing this." You can say, "Do not contact me." Then block. Block on the app you used, on your phone, and on email if needed. If you are in a public place and feel unsafe, go to staff and ask for help. If a person follows you or waits near your home or office after you end things, keep your distance and seek local help. Your safety is more important than being polite. If a person threatens you or if harassing messages arrive, document them. Take a picture of the screen. Save voicemails. Write down dates, times, places, and the words used. Keep the record in a safe place. Tell one trusted person what is happening. Share your plan for moving between home and work. Agree on a check-in time if that helps. Learn the hotlines and services in your area. A hotline is a phone line you can call for help and advice about harm in relationships, stalking, or abuse. Local laws can allow you to make a report or ask a court for a protection order. A protection order is a paper from a court that tells a person to stay away from you. You can search for local police non-emergency numbers and legal aid clinics that explain your options in plain words. Save the numbers in your phone under clear names you will remember. None of this means you expect harm. It means you know how to act quickly if harm appears. Clear patience protects you from rushed promises. Set simple minimums that you hold even when feelings rise. Do not live together before 1 year. Do not take on shared debt. Do not sign a lease together before 1 year. Do not open joint bank accounts early. Do not make joint purchases beyond small items like shared meals or tickets. These lines give you time to see how the other person handles stress, money, health, and conflict. Time reveals patterns that words can hide. If a person pushes you to break these lines, that is data. It shows how they treat your boundaries. Use small trials to learn how you work together. Plan a weekend day trip with a clear budget and a plan for rest. Cook 2 meals together and split tasks. Attend a family event and notice how they act toward service staff and toward your friends. After each small trial, take 10 minutes alone to write how it went. What worked? What did not? How did both of you handle changes or disappointments? Did both people keep the budget? Did both take turns leading and supporting? This short review keeps your eyes open. It protects you from telling yourself stories that hide facts. Treat love as a choice you make with full information. Ask simple questions over time. Do both people respect the word no, in small and in large things? Do both keep separate interests and friends without guilt or control? Can both apologize and repair after conflict? Repair means you talk. You name what went wrong, you make a plan to prevent it, and you keep that plan. Are promises matched by action over weeks and months? These are clear checks. They do not require special language. You can notice them during regular days. Consent is a base rule in all physical steps. Consent means both people agree freely, without pressure, and can say no at any point. A yes once does not mean yes forever. A yes to one act does not mean yes to another act. If one person is not sober, consent is not clear. Talk about sexual health before sex. Discuss protection, testing, and boundaries. Set a plan for regular testing that matches your activity. Clinics and doctors can explain how often to test. Place results in a private folder. These talks can feel awkward at first. They get easier when you remember that health is part of care. Digital boundaries matter early. Do not share passwords. Do not hand over your unlocked phone. Do not allow location sharing until trust is proven over time, and only if you want to. Decide if you are comfortable with photos together online. If you are not, say so. If a person posts private details without asking you, name the issue and reset the rule. If they do it again, that is a sign they do not respect your privacy. Money boundaries are part of safe dating. Keep your budgets separate. Pay your own bills. If you choose to exchange gifts, keep them within a limit that does not hurt your finances. If someone asks you to co-sign a loan, the answer is no. A co-sign means you agree to pay if the other person does not. That risk is high. If someone needs urgent money and you want to help, offer help that does not risk your base, like a meal or a ride. If money questions bring tension, name it and slow down. You do not need to explain your full finances during early months. You can share more as trust grows and as you see steady behavior. When a bond grows, write a simple relationship charter. A charter is a short agreement you create together. Keep it on one page. Use plain words. Cover time use, money boundaries, privacy, chores, sexual health, digital rules, and exit terms. Time use means when you meet, how often, and how you protect solo time. Money boundaries mean who pays for what, no shared debt, and no joint accounts for now. Privacy rules state how you handle keys, visits, and information about each other online. Chores matter if you stay over often or plan weekends together. Write who does what, so one person does not carry all of it. Sexual health rules include protection, testing, and how you talk about changes. Digital rules include photos, tagging, and device boundaries. Exit terms sound heavy, but they are simple. They state that either person can end the bond with a clear sentence and that both will return keys and remove access the same day. Writing this page together shows you can talk about hard things. It gives you a baseline to return to when life is busy. After you make a charter, set a weekly check-in. Keep it short. 15 to 30 minutes is enough. Pick a fixed time, like Sunday afternoon. Use the same agenda each time so you do not drift. Start with one high from the week and one low. Add one appreciation for the other person. Add one small improvement for next week. Finish with one plan you will do together. Speak in turns. Listen without fixing right away. If a topic needs more time, schedule it. The goal is to keep the bond in good repair, not to win a debate. During conflict, use a calm script. Say what you feel, what you need, and what you ask for in that order. For example, I felt hurt when you cancelled late. I need respect for my time. I ask that you tell me by noon if you need to change plans. Then stop and let the other person respond. If you are the one who made a mistake, say what happened. Say you are sorry. Name the change you will make, and then make it. Words without change do not repair. Change without words can feel cold. Both matter. Time-outs help when emotions are high. A time-out is a pause you both agree to. Anyone can call it. You say, "I need a break." You agree on a return time, such as 30 minutes or 1 hour. During the break, you do not send messages about the fight. You lower your body stress by breathing, walking, or drinking water. At the return time, you sit down and continue with calmer voices. If you need a longer break, schedule it. Do not leave the conflict open for days. Open loops drain attention and harm trust. If you notice early warning signs in a new bond, act quickly. Boundary pushes, schedule monitoring, isolation attempts, urgent money asks, and contempt are strong signals. You do not need to explain a long list of reasons. You can end it with a short line. If you feel unsafe, use public spaces, tell a trusted person, and seek help from local services. If you feel sad after ending it, care for yourself the way you would after any setback. Keep your sleep, move your body, eat well, and see friends who support you. Sadness passes. Harm often grows. Choose your safety and your peace. If you choose to continue with someone who respects you, keep your own life active. Maintain your 2-hour work block. Keep your classes. See your friends. Visit family. Do hobbies alone. This protects you from merging too fast. It also gives you more to bring to the bond. Healthy bonds have space. Space lets both people grow. If the other person tries to fill every open hour, name your need for solo time. If they cannot accept it, that is a mismatch. Plan patience into your calendar. Hold your 1-year line on cohabitation and shared debt. Wait many months before meeting families if that feels safer for you. These are choices, not rigid rules. They exist to give you time to see how the bond works across work stress, illness, travel, and normal days. Time shows whether both people keep promises when life is not smooth. It is easier to wait than to undo a fast join. When the bond touches money, move with care. Share bills for shared events only. Keep receipts clear. If you take turns, write it down so both remember. If one person has more income and wants to cover more, agree on the form and the limit. Avoid vague help that creates resentment later. Clear money talk can feel awkward. Use simple words. Speak about numbers and dates. Keep tone calm. Money talk is not a test of love. It is a way to avoid harm. Your legal and safety basics still apply. Keep your own bank accounts. Keep your credit cards in your name. Do not share your social security number or national ID. Do not add someone to your lease early. Do not put a car or a phone plan in both names. If you are invited to do any of these before 1 year, say no. If a person gets angry at your no, that is useful information. A person who respects you will respect your lines. As a bond deepens, update your charter. Life changes, work schedules shift, health needs arise, families need care. Adjust the page together. Keep it on one page. Read it once a month. The page is not a punishment. It is a shared map you both agree to follow. When you both know the map, daily choices are easier. You argue less about small things. You have more energy for joy and for real support. If you part, end with care. Use a clear sentence. I am ending this. Do not list every grievance. Return keys the same day. Remove each other's access to accounts and shared calendars. Pick up your items quickly. Do not linger. If there is risk, bring a friend and choose a public place. If messages continue after your clear end, block. If threats appear, document and seek help. Ending well protects both people and frees you to return to your plan. Safe dating is not about fear. It is about respect for your time, your body, your money, and your peace. It uses simple tools to keep you steady. You already know how to protect 2 hours for your work and how to hold your sleep window. Apply the same care here. Write your lines. Hold your limits. Enjoy good company. Walk away from harm. As you do this, you will notice that money questions come up more often. Dinners, trips, gifts, shared rides, bills, and longer plans all touch your wallet. Calm with money makes this easier. A simple budget, a small cushion for surprises, and clear rules for credit protect you from stress and from pressure. Legal basics protect your choices if you get sick or if plans change. These are quiet shields you can set up once and keep current with small reviews. Do you know exactly where your money goes each month? And do you know who would speak for you if you could not speak? Dating brought money questions to the surface. Daily life does too. Calm with money and basic legal tools gives you freedom to choose your path without panic. This is not about perfection or secret tricks. It is about simple numbers, clear accounts, and a few documents that protect your choices. When you set this up once and review on a steady rhythm, pressure drops and decisions get easier. Begin with a clear picture of your last 3 months. Pull bank and card statements for that span. Read through every line. Mark each expense as a need, a want, or savings and debt payments. Needs are things you must pay to live and work, like housing, food at home, basic transport, utilities, and minimum payments on debts. Wants are nice to have but not required, like dining out, streaming, and leisure shopping. Savings and debt payments are money you keep for your future or extra amounts you use to pay down what you owe. Add up each group for each month. You now see your real pattern, not your guesses. From this picture, set fixed amounts for needs, wants, and savings going forward. Fixed means you decide the number in advance and aim to stick to it. Choose numbers that fit your income and real prices in your area. If your needs are very high, your first target is to lower them where possible or to raise income with extra hours or a better role. If your wants are crowding out savings, choose a smaller want number that still leaves room for joy. Place the savings number first so it happens before other spending. This is not a punishment. It is a plan for where your money will go each month, so your life moves forward without guesswork. Set up an emergency fund that covers at least 3 months of your core expenses. 6 months is a stronger cushion if your income is unstable. Core expenses are the needs you listed. Keep this fund in a safe account that is easy to access, such as a savings account at a bank or credit union that is insured by your country's system. Do not invest this fund in the stock market because you need it to be stable. Name this account clearly so you do not dip into it for wants. An emergency is a job loss, a medical bill, a necessary repair, or travel for a family crisis. It is not a sale or a trip you just want. When the fund reaches your target, you can slow contributions and add more to long-term goals. Automate what you can so your plan runs without daily effort. On payday, set automatic transfers that move your savings into the emergency fund and any investment accounts before you see the money in your main spending account. Automate minimum debt payments and regular bills to avoid late fees. If a bill varies, set a calendar reminder a few days before it is due so you check the amount and adjust. Automation does not remove your role. It reduces missed steps when life gets busy. You still review monthly and adjust as needed. For long-term growth, consider low-fee index funds. An index fund is a basket that holds shares of many companies at once. The goal is to match the performance of a broad market, not to beat it. Low fee means the company running the fund charges very little each year. Fees matter because they reduce your returns over time. You can open an investment account with a trusted provider and set a small monthly amount that fits your budget. Investing always involves risk. The value will go up and down. A long time frame and steady contributions help you ride the waves. Keep this separate from your emergency fund. Do not invest money you expect to need soon. Protect your credit score with simple habits. A credit score is a number lenders use to decide how risky it is to lend to you. It is built from your history of paying on time, how much of your available credit you use, how long your accounts have been open, and whether you have missed payments or had accounts sent to collections. Pay every bill on time. Set auto pay for at least the minimum on cards so a busy week does not cause harm. Aim to pay the full balance when you can. Keep your balances low compared to your limits. As a simple rule, try to use less than 1/3 of your available credit. If you need to use more during a month, consider making an extra payment before the statement closes so the reported balance is lower. Do not open many new accounts at once unless you have a clear plan. Check your credit report a few times each year to look for errors. Many countries allow free reports. If you find a mistake, follow the dispute steps on the report site. Correcting errors can lift your score without extra cost. If you have debt, create a calm paydown plan. List each debt with its balance, interest rate, and minimum payment. Keep paying every minimum on time. If you can pay extra, choose a method and stay with it. One method is to pay more toward the debt with the highest interest rate while holding others at the minimum. Another method is to clear the smallest balance first to reduce the number of bills. Both methods work if you are steady. Avoid new high-interest debt while you pay the old. If you feel lost, many cities offer non-profit credit counseling. Counselors can review your numbers and suggest clear steps. Legal documents protect your choices if you are injured, ill, or gone. A will is a paper that states who gets your assets after you die. Assets are the things you own, like money in accounts, your car, or items of value. If you do not have a will, the law in your area decides where your assets go, and the result may not match your wishes. A basic will names an executor, which is the person who carries out your wishes, and names who gets what. If you have specific items for specific people, write that clearly. If you have a pet, name who will care for the pet, and leave funds for that care if you can. Keep the will in a safe place and tell your executor where it is. Some places require witnesses and special forms. Use a trusted template for your country or speak with a lawyer if your situation is complex. A healthcare proxy is a document that names someone to make health decisions for you if you cannot. Pick a person who understands your values and will act on your wishes under stress. Talk with them about what you want in different situations, such as serious illness or end-of-life care. Write your wishes in a simple note if you can. Give your proxy a copy of the form and your note. Keep another copy with your own records. Hospitals often ask for this when you are admitted. Having it ready saves time and reduces confusion. A durable power of attorney is a document that allows someone you trust to handle your finances if you cannot. Durable means it stays in effect if you become unable to act for yourself due to illness or injury. The person you name can pay your bills, handle insurance, and manage accounts within the limits you set. Choose someone who is organized and honest. Speak with them about your bills and where to find your records. Give them a copy of the document and tell them where the originals are kept. You can limit what they can do in the document if you want to keep some areas under your control. Update beneficiaries on your accounts. Many accounts allow you to name who gets the money directly if you die. These include bank accounts, retirement accounts, and life insurance. The person you name is called a beneficiary. This designation usually overrides what is written in your will for that account, so it must match your wishes. Log in and check each account. Remove old names that no longer apply. Add full names and contact details for current choices. Review these names once a year or after major life changes. Know your renter rights if you lease your home. Renter rights vary by place. Find a simple guide from your local government or a tenant group. Learn how deposits work, how much notice you must give before moving out, how much notice your landlord must give before a rent increase, and what repairs the landlord must handle. Many places require landlords to keep the home safe and to fix problems like leaks and broken heat within a reasonable time. Document issues with photos and dates. Send repair requests in writing and keep copies. Do not stop paying rent without legal advice, as that can harm you. If a landlord attempts a lockout without a court order, know the local process to get back in. If you feel unsure, seek help from a tenant clinic or legal aid. Learn basic tax rules for single filers in your country. A single filer is a person who files taxes without a spouse. Deadlines and forms differ by place. Mark the deadline on your calendar with reminders 1 month and 1 week before. Keep a simple folder for tax documents. Place wage forms, interest statements, and receipts for items you can legally claim. If you are self-employed or do gig work, set aside a portion of each payment in a separate savings account for taxes. Many people set aside around 1/3, but you can check your local rate. Pay estimated taxes if your system requires it. Using basic software or a local tax clinic can help you avoid errors. Accuracy matters more than speed. If you get a letter from the tax office, read it calmly, follow the steps, and respond by the date. Letters are common and often simple to resolve. Insurance choices connect to money and legal planning. Renter insurance can protect your things in case of fire, water damage, or theft. Health insurance protects you from large medical bills. If your employer offers options, read the summaries and pick what fits your current health and budget. If you own a car, keep at least the minimum required insurance. If you support others or plan to, consider life insurance. A simple term policy is often the clearest form and costs less than many other types. Name beneficiaries and keep the policy in your file. These steps do not make you invincible. They lower the chance that one event ruins your plan. Create one home for your money and legal information. A simple binder or a secure digital folder works. Include your will, healthcare proxy, durable power of attorney, beneficiary lists, account numbers, and a list of monthly bills. Add contacts for your doctor, your proxy, your power of attorney, your executor, and any advisors. Keep passwords safe through a trusted password manager rather than on paper. Tell one trusted person how to access this if needed. Update the binder or folder during your yearly review so it stays current. Set a monthly money hour on your calendar. During this hour, review your spending against your fixed amounts. Move small adjustments if you went over in one area and under in another. Check savings progress and glance at upcoming bills. If you share bills with roommates or a partner, settle any balances. During this hour, also check your emergency fund balance, confirm your automatic transfers ran, and skim your investment account to make sure contributions arrived. Do not chase market moves during this hour. The goal is order, not excitement. Set a yearly legal and tax check. In this session, review your will, your proxy, your power of attorney, and your beneficiaries. Confirm addresses and names are correct. If you moved countries or states, check whether your documents still work under new rules. Book your tax prep time and gather receipts. If you gave or received large gifts, search for rules that may apply. If you bought or sold assets, save records that show dates and amounts. Write down questions you have and ask a qualified person if needed. Many places offer free clinics for basic questions. Keep your accounts simple. Too many accounts create confusion. One checking account for spending, one savings account for your emergency fund, and 1 or 2 investment accounts cover most needs. If you are self-employed, add a separate account for taxes and business costs. Clear labels help you know what money is for what. When you are tempted to spend from the emergency fund, the label reminds you of your plan. If a money shock hits, use your plan without shame. If you lose income, cut wants first, and pause extra debt payments while you apply for help and look for work. Use part of your emergency fund to cover needs. Tell your landlord or lender early and ask about hardship options. Many offer short pauses or reduced payments if you ask before you miss. Keep notes of every call with names and dates. Resume your plan as soon as income returns. If the shock is large, meet with a counselor to rebuild a new plan that fits your new numbers. Talk about money and documents with the people who matter in your life. Tell your healthcare proxy you chose them and why. Tell your executor where the will is. If you date someone seriously and they ask about money, share the level of detail that fits the stage. Speak in plain numbers. If a friend asks how you built your emergency fund, share the steps. When people around you learn calm money habits, your community becomes more stable and helpful. If someone pressures you to share bank access, to co-sign a loan, or to skip legal steps, slow down. Pressure is a sign to pause. You can say, "I do not share access." You can say, "I do not co-sign." You can say, "I need time to read this." If a deal sounds urgent and secret, step back. Good offers can wait for you to read and ask questions. If you do not understand a document, ask the person to explain it in simple words, or ask an independent person to review it. Your signature is your responsibility. Money calm changes how you choose work. With a cushion and a budget, you can assess jobs by more than salary alone. You can ask about the manager's track record, team turnover, and how feedback is given. You can use pay research and negotiate with steady words. You can use benefits that grow your base, such as retirement matches, health accounts, and training budgets. If you work remote, you can set clear hours and protect life outside the screen with less fear. Money calm also changes how you choose people. You can pick friends who respect plans and share credit. You can keep ties with those who tell you the truth kindly. You can say no to patterns that drain your time and your wallet. A simple budget, a clear cushion, a few automated moves, steady credit habits, and basic documents create a strong base for a single life by choice. They also support every bond you choose to build. With this base set, you are free to shape your circle and your work with care. Choices about friends, community, and career become clearer when your numbers are calm and your documents are in place. Who do you let into your days, and does your work help the life you are building? Your money and documents are in order. That calm gives you room to choose people and projects with care. The next layer is the circle you keep and the jobs you accept. These choices shape your hours, your mood, and your opportunities. When you select friends who act with respect and pick work that fits clear values, your single plan becomes stronger and lighter to carry. Start with the traits you look for in friends. Reliable people keep plans. When they say they will be there at 6, they arrive or they tell you early if something has changed. Generous people share credit. When a win happens, they name the help they got and lift others up. Honest people tell you the truth kindly. They do not use truth to hurt you. They speak in ways that protect the bond. Notice how you feel after time with someone. If you leave clear and steady most times, that is a good sign. If you often leave confused or drained, you can slow contact and see whether the pattern shifts. Patterns matter more than one good day or one rough day. Watch the balance of conversations across time. In healthy ties, attention moves back and forth. You speak, they listen. They speak, you listen. Not every talk will be balanced. Life has seasons. What matters is the average. If months pass and the focus stays on one person, name it without heat. You can say, "I notice I listen a lot and share little. I want more balance." Then pause. If the other person adjusts, the tie can deepen. If they dismiss your words or punish you for asking, that tells you what you need to know. Your plan makes room for new people, but it does not need large additions. A few steady ties can be enough. Choose people who support your rules and respect your time. You do not need to explain your entire plan. You can share the parts that touch them, such as your focus hours, your sleep window, and your budget limits. People who fit your life will take these as normal. People who do not fit will push. Pushing is not a crime. It is a sign to step back. Workplaces deserve the same care. Before you accept a role, look past the job title. Ask about the manager's track record. A track record is what they have done with real people. Have they promoted team members? Have people stayed with them for years? How do they support learning? Ask how feedback is given. Is it in writing? Is it regular? Is it tied to clear goals? Ask about team turnover. Turnover is how often people leave. High turnover can point to problems. Low turnover can point to stability. You can ask these questions in plain words during interviews. You can also ask to speak with 1 or 2 future teammates. When you do, listen for facts, not slogans. Ask what a normal week looks like, how decisions are made, and what happens when someone says no. If you need to check more, you can look at public profiles and see whether former team members still speak well of the manager and the team. You can attend a public talk the manager gives, if they give any, and notice tone and clarity. You can ask your network for private views. Keep your mind open and remember that one story is one story. Look for themes across several sources before you decide. As you move through your work life, keep a living portfolio. A living portfolio is a simple file that shows your work and the results. It is not a resume alone. It includes short notes on projects, the problem you faced, the action you took, and the outcome with numbers when you have them. It can include links, images, or brief clips. Update it each month. Place a reminder on your calendar so you do not forget. This file helps you talk about your value without drama. It also helps you see your own growth. A light network helps your work and your community life without taking over your week. Make a simple map of people you know and want to keep in touch with. This map can be a short list of names with notes on where you met and what you care about in common. Set a gentle rhythm to reach out without asking for favors. You can send a thank you note after someone helps you. You can share a useful link with a brief line on why it might help them. You can send a small update after you finish a project. You can check in every few months with one paragraph that asks how they are and shares one line about your work. This keeps ties alive and avoids the pattern of reaching out only when you need something. Community fills needs that a job and a small circle cannot fill alone. Join a club, a study group, a sport, or a choir if you enjoy music. Pick one that meets at a time you can keep. Show up on time for several weeks in a row so you learn faces and names. Say hello and offer help in small ways. If you miss a week, return the next week without guilt. Consistency builds trust. If the first group is not a fit after a fair try, try another. Free or low-cost options exist in libraries, community centers, local schools, and places of faith. Volunteering adds purpose and connection. Choose a cause you care about. Offer 2 hours each week, or 2 hours each 2 weeks if that fits better. Research links steady volunteering with better mood and lower loneliness. The reason is simple. You use your skills to help. You meet people outside your normal circle. Your time is valued. This does not need to be grand. You can help with food sorting, tutoring, pet care, park cleanup, or event setup. Tell the group your schedule and keep your word. If your schedule changes, give notice. Let your volunteering be steady rather than intense and brief. Mentoring helps both sides. You can mentor someone who is one step behind you in a skill you know. Meet for 1 hour each month. Ask what they are working on. Share one clear suggestion. Hold them to their next step. Do not try to be a therapist. Stay on the skill. You can also ask someone ahead of you to mentor you. Be clear about what you want to learn. Offer a short time frame. Prepare questions. Do what they suggest and report back. Respect their time by arriving ready and ending on time. Rotate roles over your life so you learn to guide and to follow. When you look for a job, you can negotiate pay and conditions with calm. Negotiation is a talk where both sides try to reach terms that work. Prepare by checking pay ranges in your area for similar roles. Many sites list ranges. Ask friends you trust for rough numbers. Decide on a figure that fits your value and your needs. In the talk, state your figure clearly. Then pause and wait. Silence is part of negotiation. It gives the other side time to think. If they counter with a lower number, you can restate your figure or offer a small move only if other parts improve, such as a signing bonus, remote days, or a title that matches your work. If the answer is no, ask what number they can support and what must be shown to reach your figure later. Get clear steps and timelines in writing. A fair no helps you make a clear choice. You can accept, decline, or ask for time to decide. Benefits are part of pay. If your employer offers a retirement match, use it. A match means they add money to your retirement account when you add your own. This is often the best return you can get. Health accounts can reduce your tax bill if your country allows them. Training budgets can pay for classes that lift your skills. Ask your manager how to use these. Many people skip them because they forget. Put reminders on your calendar to enroll and to claim. Remote work needs boundaries, so life does not shrink to a screen. Set a clear start and stop each day. Share them with your team. Choose hours when you block meetings so you can do deep work. Keep a short list of times when you are available to talk live. Use written updates to reduce meetings. Write clearly and briefly. If a message arrives after hours, reply during your next work block. If you are asked to stretch hours often, talk with your manager and reset expectations. Remote work gives you some control. Use it to protect movement, daylight, meals, and social time. Inside any job, choose managers and teams that match your values when you can. If you cannot change right now, carve out a small project that you can own. Show a result. Share it in your portfolio. Use that proof to seek a better seat. You are not stuck. You are building steps that give you options. Keep talking with your network even when you are not looking for a job. Small, steady contact keeps doors open. When you meet new people for work or friendship, small courtesies go far. Reply to messages within a day when you can. If you cannot help, say so quickly. If you promise a link or an intro, send it. If someone helps you, thank them in clear words and follow up with results later. These habits are simple and rare. They build a name that helps you and helps others trust you. Balance your calendar between work, community, and rest. Put your 2-hour core block on weekdays. Put one social block on a steady evening. Put one community or volunteering block on a weekend morning or afternoon. Leave open space for rest. When big projects rise, shift one block for a few weeks, not all of them. The point is not to be busy. The point is to fill your time with actions that match your values. Be careful with overcommitting. If a friend asks you to join one more group, check your calendar first. If your week is full, say, "I cannot add this now." If your manager asks for unpaid overtime that becomes a pattern, name your hours and offer a different path, such as a clearer scope or more time. Your no protects your yes for what matters. People who respect you will accept clear limits. If you are in a new city, or if your circle is small, build slowly. Choose one place where people gather and return each week at the same time. Talk with one person each time. Ask one question about their work or their hobby. Share one small thing about your own. Exchange contacts only when it makes sense for both. Over months, this grows into a web you can rely on. If a place feels unsafe or unkind, leave and try another. Your safety and peace are more important than any single group. Keep an eye on how your friendships and your work affect your money and your health. If a friend's plans often push you to break your budget, Suggest lower-cost options. If late events become normal and harm your sleep, suggest earlier times. If your job offers free food that hurts your body, bring your own meals and eat with others anyway. These are small adjustments that let you stay connected without losing your base. Learn to close small loops quickly. If you borrow a book, return it on time. If you miss a call, send a short text with a time when you can talk. If you cannot attend an event you said yes to, let the host know early. Closing loops builds trust. Trust brings more chances and less stress. Your days feel lighter when you do not carry many open promises. When you feel doubt about your place in a group or your value in a team, return to facts. Look at your portfolio. Read your notes on projects. Read messages where others thanked you. Write down what you delivered this month. Doubt will rise and fall. Facts help you act during those waves. If you see gaps in your skills, add one class. If you see gaps in your network, schedule one coffee with someone you respect. Small acts beat long worry. If conflict arises in your circle or at work, use clear words and calm steps. Say what you noticed, how it affected you, and what you ask for. Listen to the reply. If the issue is small and rare, accept the repair. If the issue repeats and harms your peace, step back. You can leave a group. You can look for a new role. Your plan gives you the base to make these moves without panic. As your career grows, your time will be pulled by more invites. Use your page of rules and your calendar blocks to protect your base. Say yes to events that match your goals or your joy. Say no to events that are there for show. Share credit when you win. Bring others with you when you can. Recommend people who do good work. These habits build a community that grows with you. Designing people and work with care does not remove hard days. It gives you tools to handle them. You pick friends who meet you with honesty. You join groups that fit your values. You choose managers who support growth. You track your work and speak about it with clear words. You protect rest and health even when projects rise. Step by step, your days fill with actions and people that help you live the plan you chose. This design holds best when you keep your inner tools sharp. Daily mindsets keep you steady when plans shift. Small drills with discomfort make you braver in meetings and in social rooms. Clean inputs on your screens protect your mood. A simple safety setup lowers stress when you try new things. These quiet practices help you sustain the progress you are making, one day at a time. Do you have a simple way to stay steady when plans change and screens pull at your attention? You shaped your circle and your work with care. Now you keep that progress going with daily mindsets, small drills that build courage, clean inputs on your screens, a basic safety setup, and a clear view of long-term choices. These tools do not demand drama. They ask for quiet rhythm. They protect your time, your mood, and your direction, so your life keeps moving in the way you chose. A useful mindset comes from a Stoic practice. Stoic here means a simple way of thinking that focuses on what is up to you and lets go of what is not. You can use a morning preview and a nightly review to hold that focus. The morning preview takes a few minutes. Look at your day. Name the likely tests. Decide in advance how you will respond. If you expect a tight meeting, you choose to speak once with a clear point. If you expect a late invite, you choose to protect your sleep. If you expect a slow hour, you choose to begin with a small task. You are not trying to predict everything. You are giving your mind a plan for the most likely bumps. The nightly review is short and calm. You sit for a few minutes and ask yourself 3 plain questions. What went well? What failed? What will I adjust tomorrow? Keep your answers brief and neutral. You might say, I kept my 2-hour block and finished the draft. You might say, I stayed up past my sleep window and felt slow. You might say, I will dim screens at 8 and set my phone in another room. This small loop trains you to learn from your own day instead of chasing perfect moods. The goal is not a score. The goal is a small adjustment that helps the next day. Add a control check whenever you feel pulled in many directions. Write down 2 short lists. On the first, write what is up to you today. On the second, write what is not up to you. Your actions, your words, your schedule, your effort, and your focus sit on the first list. Other people's choices, past events, market moves, and random delays sit on the second list. Then act only on the first list. This sounds simple because it is simple. It does not erase stress. It keeps your actions clean. Many people find that writing the lists once or twice a day for a week resets the mind towards steady effort and away from spinning. Courage grows when you face small discomforts on purpose. You can set a routine of 3 tiny exposures each week. An exposure is a planned action that feels a little hard but is safe. Pick a fixed window on your calendar, such as Tuesday evening, Thursday noon, and Saturday morning. During those windows, do one small thing that stretches you. Speak up in a meeting with one clear sentence. Dine alone without a phone and sit with the feeling. Ask a fair question you have been avoiding. Take a beginner class and introduce yourself to the teacher. Share a short update of your work with a group. These acts are not large. They are enough to teach your brain that you can feel discomfort and still act. Keep a brief log of exposures. Write the date, the action, and one line about what you learned. Do not grade your feelings. Count actions, not moods. After a few weeks, increase the difficulty by 1 notch. If speaking once felt manageable, speak twice. If dining alone felt rough, do it again and stay 10 more minutes. If the class was easy, lead a 2-minute part. The step is small, the pattern is steady. Over months, you will notice that the edge moves. Calls feel easier. Asking for fair pay feels normal. Boundaries come out of your mouth with less effort. You did not wait for bravery. You built it with practice. Screens need care because inputs shape mood and beliefs. Algorithms, which are computer rules that choose what you see next, tend to show you what keeps you online. That can mean a feed heavy with weddings, couple posts, and status news. You do not need to delete everything. You can adjust the mix. Start by auditing who you follow. Unfollow or mute accounts that spike anxiety or push you toward choices that do not fit your plan. Add accounts that teach skills, science, art, or local events. Move wedding and couple feeds off your home screen if they pull you into loops. Set app timers during work hours and during your wind down. A timer closes an app when you hit your daily limit. Turn off lock screen previews so your phone does not display hooks when you are trying to rest. Track your total screen time once a week. You can do this on Sunday during your weekly review. Write the number in your log. If it is higher than you want, set one change for the next week, such as cutting 30 minutes from one app or moving it to a folder you do not see often. Small steps add up. The aim is not 0 screens. The aim is screens that serve your plan. When your inputs are calmer, your thoughts are calmer. When your thoughts are calmer, your choices are clearer. Preparedness lowers stress when plans change or when you try new things. Set up a small kit at home with water, a light source, a first aid kit, and a spare phone power bank. Place it where you can reach it in the dark. Keep cash for small needs when systems fail. Check the kit every few months and replace what is used. Share your live location with one trusted person when you meet someone new or when you travel alone at night. Turn sharing off when you are done. Store copies of your IDs, key documents, and contact lists in a secure cloud folder that only you and one trusted person can access. If you lose your wallet or your phone, the copies save hours. Carry a small card in your wallet that lists your name, one emergency contact, any meds you take, any allergies, and your doctor's name if you have one. If you need help, this card speaks for you. Set bill autopay for essentials such as rent, utilities, and insurance. Autopay protects you from late fees if you get sick or face a crisis. Keep a calendar reminder to check these payments each month so errors do not hide. These simple layers do not mean you expect trouble. They let you move through life with fewer worries in the back of your mind. Long-term choices deserve the same clarity. Housing is a big one. Choose a home that fits your budget, your safety needs, and your daily rhythm. If you work from home, make sure there is a quiet corner where you can focus. If movement and sunlight help you, look for safe paths and windows with light. If late noise harms your sleep, visit the area at night before you sign. If the place is smaller but calm and safe, that may serve you better than a larger place that strains your money or your rest. Write your must-haves and nice-to-haves before you look, so you do not drift during a tour. Build a care team before you need it. A care team is a small group of people and services you can call when you are ill, stressed, or overwhelmed. It can include 1 or 2 friends, one neighbor you trust, a primary care doctor or clinic, a therapist if you see one, and services such as grocery delivery and a pharmacy with delivery options. Share basic information with the people you trust, like how to reach your place and where you keep a spare key if you choose to have one. Offer to be on their care list too. Care is easier when it flows both ways. Schedule short check-ins with your team on a regular rhythm so you do not reach out only in crisis. Pets bring joy and responsibility. Decide with care. Look at your budget, your schedule, your home, and your travel plans. Pets need food, vet visits, and daily time. Some need long walks. Some need play. Emergency vet care can be costly. Make a simple plan for who could care for your pet if you get sick or if you need to travel. If you cannot meet these costs and daily needs now, wait. You can still get animal time by volunteering at a shelter or by helping a friend with their pet. If you can meet the needs, prepare your home and your budget first so your pet starts with calm. If you want children as a single parent, learn the routes and the steps. Routes can include adoption, fostering, donor routes, or pregnancy with medical support. Each path has legal, financial, and time demands. Speak with a family lawyer in your area about rights and duties. Speak with a doctor about health steps, timelines, and risks. Build a budget that includes childcare, health costs, food, housing, and time off. Build a wider care team that includes family, friends, and trusted neighbors. Consider work flexibility and emergency plans for sick days. Write down your plan and your backup plan. This is serious work. It is also possible with structure and help. If you prefer to be child-free, design your life with purpose. Fill your weeks with projects that matter to you and to others. Deepen friendships and community roles. Mentor younger people in your field. Travel with intent, not to escape, but to learn and to enjoy. Build savings and legal documents that name who will act for you if you cannot, which you have already set up. Plan for care as you age. You can explore co-housing options, long-term rental terms that allow stability, or neighborhoods with services within easy reach. None of this needs to be decided in one day. A few steps each year create a strong web around you. The thread across all of this is rhythm. The morning preview sets your intention. The nightly review captures your lessons. The control check pulls you back to what you can do next. The exposure windows stretch your capacity. Screen care protects your attention. The safety setup lowers background worry. The long-term choices give you a clear path for housing, care, pets, and family decisions. Together, these steps hold your progress when life is noisy. You can bring these parts together in a simple week. You start each morning with a 2-minute preview. You run your 2-hour focus block with Do Not Disturb on. You take 10 minutes of morning light. You move your body for at least 30 minutes on most days. You keep your sleep window. You write 3 lines at night. You do 1 exposure on Tuesday, 1 on Thursday, and 1 on Saturday. You review your screen time on Sunday and set 1 change. You check your home kit once each season. You keep your documents current with a yearly review. You say yes to people and work that fit. You say no with clear words when something does not fit. If you want a short push to lock this in, you can focus the next month on a few anchors. You can write or update your one-page rule set. You can tighten your budget and set an auto transfer to your emergency fund. You can book a medical checkup if you are due. You can enroll in one class that lifts a core skill. You can prune your feeds so your inputs match your aims. Add 2 boundary scripts you can say out loud and practice them until they feel natural. Each Sunday, review what worked and change one small thing for the next week. These anchors are light and strong. They turn good intent into action. These practices do not cancel sadness or remove all risk. They give you levers you can pull when feelings rise and when changes come. They keep your base intact so a rough day does not erase a year of effort. They also make room for joy. When your sleep is steady, your screens are calm, your money is in order, and your week has shape, you notice good moments sooner. You have energy for friends, for work, for learning, and for play. You began by seeing how a couple default can push choices. You named the fear that can grow in that climate. You chose a single life by choice as a plan, with rules you wrote and a schedule you protect. You built skills and cared for your mind and body. You dated with safety and clarity if you chose to date. You set money and legal basics so you can act with calm. You shaped your circle and your work with care. Now you hold it all with daily mindsets, small courage drills, clean inputs, a safety layer, and long-term design. Each part is simple. Together they form a life you steer with clear eyes, step by step, in a direction you respect.